The doctor in the show told them about this Hawaiian mantra called Ho'oponopono, and I'll say that better later. But in Hawaiian, it means to make things right, to put things back in balance again. It is 4 simple sentences. Thank you, I love you, I forgive you, please forgive me. So, on Lynn's last day, I said that to her, over and over and over again. I saged the house, and I said it over and over and over again, and Ed let me. He didn't even make fun of me once. He let me sage him and say it. But I repeated the mantra, it must have been 100 times. Those were my last words to her. Thank you, I love you, I forgive you, please forgive me. And I told her that I was proud of her, and that I was proud to be from her. That's significant because as a very righteous teenager, I had 2 fears. One was turning into my mother. It was the way she let it all hang out all the time, telling everybody what she thought, with no filter. Uncle Dan always said she didn't have a filter, and Uncle Carl even made her a hat. Like, have some decorum, lady. But on the flip side of that, she accepted you, flaws and all. Jackie and I are so lucky to grow up with a mom like that. Like, contrary to my own belief, I know that I'm just regular, but to Lynn, under the umbrella of her love, I was extraordinary. That's the thing she loved with her whole heart, and everyone shone under her sun. But my other biggest fear was not being remembered. And I realize now that to be like Lynn is to be remembered. She really influenced everyone she knew. How else would we all know who the damn Cowsills are? She was the first influencer. Okay, that was actually the saddest part of my speech, so we are free, because Lynn wouldn't want you to cry. I mean, you can, and you will, and that's okay. But Lynn loved to laugh, and she would always invite you to laugh with her. Sometimes she would call, and she wouldn't even be able to get a word out. She would be doing this breathy laugh, this My father called it the snaggle piss. Something funny had happened, and she had to tell you about it. Maybe she mispronounced a word. She once said spiritual as spiritual and said it over and over again, so she couldn't actually get back there to figure out what the right word was. She dropped her Richard Marx ticket in the toilet bowl. She thought that rocks could float. She farted in the cemetery in front of her grandson. She was joyful, feisty, and lively. She loved Ed so much and was so proud to be his wife. She was very proud of the life they created for themselves. She was very proud of her girls, proud of her son-in-laws, proud to be a grandma, proud to be from Freeport. It was very easy for her to be happy. She gravitated toward the light, the fun, and the party. So many of my memories are at parties with or thrown by Lynn, because she threw a damn good party. There were only 2 really necessary ingredients: good people and good music. So, now that we are gathered by all you good people, we just need that good music. I'm sure you all have at least one song that reminds you of Lynnie, whether it was yours first and she stole it from you. So in 1997, I played the Matchbox 20 CD, the first one, over and over and over again. It was the soundtrack to my freshman year of high school. 20 years later, Lynn discovers Rob Thomas, deletes the concert, and then they became her songs. She might have forced you to listen to it for hours until you knew all the parts and background vocals, or likely you have a memory of her singing it. I promised Jessica Holmes I would credit her for this, but she said Lynn never met a mic she didn't like. And it is certainly unconventional of me to ask, but since Lynn was unconventional, we can shout out our favorite songs, but I know that that's weird, so more appropriately, my very good friend Liz made a memory book over there, and you can write your favorites or songs that made you think of Lynn in there. I'm going to share a few of them, because again, I know this is weird, but the song that's been playing the most in my head since she passed, I wouldn't even, like, if you had thousands of dollars, you would never guess it, but It's because I got high. Because she used to like walk, like when she would sing it, she would do this like finger gesture to make sure that you knew that the words were really important, and she thought that they were funny. Another one that's all in is "Only the Good Die Young" by Billy Joel. It's the whole reason my sister and I had confirmation parties instead of sweet 16s. Because, and I'm gonna sing it, so forgive me, but she would want me to. Because she had a nice, no, I won't sing it, I promise. She had a nice white dress and a party on her confirmation. I asked other people what some of their memories were, of what favorite songs were. So anything by the Beach Boys, New Kids on the Block. I was telling a story before that she won, where she entered a Billy Joel We Didn't Start the Fire PLJ contest. Like, you had to know all the words when it came out. She would call, and she wasn't the 105th caller or whatever. My sister remembers dancing around the kitchen with her, singing "Hey Jealousy." Aunt Jessie reminded us of Chicken Fried, the Zach Brown band. There's I have legit like 20 here, so I will spare you all. And tell you one of the most important to her, of course, by the Cowsills, is "The Rain, the Park, and Other Things." Paul Cowsill actually dedicated the song to Lynn at a recent show, calling her the first flower girl. He said one of the first, but I'm going to call her the first flower girl. And she told me that it was the best day of her life. And she has 2 kids and 3 grandchildren. Okay. Ho'oponopono. Again, that means to make things right, to put things back in balance. We have been mourning Lynn a long time, and now we get to celebrate her. That feels right. Since Lynn's passed, I've been filled with a lightness, and I know that it's her soul, no longer trapped in her body, but living in my heart, and maybe in all of your hearts. This is the part that's hard. Full of love and acceptance and joy and life. We can feel her light again. We are all extraordinary. We are basking in her sun. I don't know how to set it up, but she wanted to go out by Spirit in the Sky. Again, I'm going to spare you and not sing it. That'll be probably at the next gathering in memorial for Lynn. But just so you know, she stole that one too. Thank you.